Hey you guys, Shanice here. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with me. So today we're doing something a little different. I don't know what future me ends up calling this. All I can think about is maybe tea time or something like that. But I don't know if I consider it tea, but I guess it is for y'all because it's about me. Generally, you know, yeah, I'm open and I tell you guys a lot of things. I include you guys in a lot of things in my life. But generally when it comes to my family, I kind of keep that to myself, you know. But I have something that's been on my mind for a good month now, and I don't know, I kind of want you guys' opinion on it. And I know that, you know, from the analytics that the majority of you guys are the same age group as myself. So with that being said, I feel like you guys will be able to help me and determine, I don't know, I guess my moral compass, like if I'm right, if I'm wrong, and how I'm feeling about the situation. So I just want to talk to you guys about it. Now, while we're talking, I'm going to be doing my lashes because as y'all see, I am bald-faced. Sorry. I am bald-faced right now. I ain't got no lashes. So y'all know how I like to do my lashes quick and cheap. These are, let's see, these 100% real mink, extremely light, comfortable, reusable. They're by Cherry Blossom. I think they cost like $2.99, $3.99 at the most. Is these right here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to use natural daylight, but it's like it was so bright and shiny when I set up here, and then as I got all my stuff, the sun just started to come down. So we might have to transition to a ring light or something, you know, I don't know. But if there's a change in scene, that's why. Anyway, so these are the lashes. And you know, you guys know I cut them and I put them underneath my lash line, so my lash line or whatever, and it gives it a individual look. Lord have mercy, is a boat next? This the plane. It was just a big ass truck. What a boat? Anyway. So, advisory, listen, if you don't know for some reason, then you should know that I'm a part of the LGBTQ elemental P community. So I understand that, you know, different people have different views. If this is something that you are offended by, or you don't want to watch it, or you don't want to listen, cool. This is your chance right now to leave. Okay? Let's go ahead and head on out. No harm, no foul, no hate. You feel me? Like, just slide on out. Now, if you take this whole time and watch this whole video and then come in my comments and come with some hate stuff, baby, you gonna regret that. You gonna regret that because I be having time. You feel me? And then my block is so strong right after. You won't get another word in. So, yeah. There go the motorcycle. Anyway, so let me just get into it. This ain't no tutorial. I've done a tutorial on this. I'll try to remember the link in the description box if you want to know how I do these. This is just something I am doing. This is just something that I need to be doing, and then I need to talk to you guys. So I'm just multitasking here. As you guys know, I got married about a month ago to the love of my life. I kid you not. Throughout my life, I have identified. I used to identify as bi, cause you know, like in my earlier like 20s and stuff, it wasn't all these labels and stuff. Like there was bi, there was gay, there was straight, and that's what it was. Later in life, I come to understand pansexuality, and that's what I am. I'm pansexual. However, after my husband passed, sorry, after my husband passed, I really haven't been attracted to men lately. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't. He was the last one that ever really caught my eye. And so I don't know if I should be identifying as a lesbian or not. I don't know. Anyway, that's not what this is about. So, my parents pretty much knew, like, my mom, before she passed, like, we never had a conversation of, you know, my sexuality, but she knew, you know. My best friend, in high school, she swore up and down that me and her were dating, and it was nothing like that ever. When my adult best friend started coming around, she swore up and down that, you know, oh, that's your friend, you know, and I'm like, what? Like, Mom, like, she was going way before I even embraced, you know, that part of me. Like, she just knew. She just knew. I don't know. Moms just know, I guess. My dad, however, I think he had an inkling, but my dad, first of all, my dad is in his 70s now, so you have to know that generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's mid 70s, not early 70s. He's 70s, you know? And so, you know, they're from a different generation. I feel like our generation is a bit more open to things. But that's not my parents, not our parents. They're not. So he knew, but I feel like my dad, he lives in denial a lot. There's certain things that he don't want to believe that just isn't true. You know, like, until he's forced to see it or forced, you know, to deal with it. So he knew of my sexuality for sure when I was in my, I want to say late 30s. No, I'm sorry, not late 30s, late 20s. Probably like 29, maybe 30, something like that. Because I met my late husband. I met him when I was 33, so it was before him. But after my divorce from my kid's father, so, you know, somewhere in the late 20s, early 30s situation. I remember he and I had a conversation, and I had dated girls and I had brought them, but he's kind of from the don't ask, don't tell generation. That's what it is. Don't ask, don't tell, you know, like, maybe, you know, but there's no confirmation. So I had, even like one Thanksgiving, had brought over a girl that I was dating, and, you know, during that time period, and he was like, oh yeah, this is Shayla's friend, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that's just what it was. My little friend, you know, to him. But things got more serious. Turned out that crazy friend was like, she was, and I had to tell my dad, kind of more in depth about her for his protection, basically, because she had showed up to my best friend's job and all this other shit. And so, anyway, ended up having to have a conversation with him. Sorry, I'm doing my lashes. So anyway, I remember that conversation like crazy, because it was so funny, because he was like, so you like that? And I'm like what? He was like, you know, like this, like that. And I was like, what? He was like, we ain't never had nobody in our family like this. Well, let me tell you, I begged the difficult. Yeah, we did. He just didn't know it, or he didn't want to see it, or whatever. But I ain't even gonna go into that. But trust, he been around plenty of it. He just, I don't know. Anyway, me and my dad, we kind of have a, I don't know what you call that, a sordid past. Like, I was spoiled as a little girl. He spoiled me to death, but he also put me on a pedestal. So anything that was less than perfect that came from me was devastating for him. Everything. And it made me resent him, and I think it really made him resent me. And then after my mom passed, we got really, really distant. And then we basically came back together and, you know, was trying to just work on the relationship. So, sorry, I'm picking this out. I'm trying to get the glue off the band. It'd be a little excess glue, and I don't know, some people just taking it and putting on their eye, but I don't know what kind of long time effect that's gonna have. Baby, I need to get that shit off. Anyway, so like I said, my dad, you know, he knew my sexuality, whatever. I had that conversation with him. Then I got, you know, I met my late husband, not late at the time, of course. And, you know, he loved him. Oh my goodness. My dad was crazy about him. He wanted to talk to him, wanted to hang out with him. He had gave him nicknames, you know, just all kind of stuff. Sorry, it's just planes all over the place today. I don't know, but anyway, he even in our distance, he had paid for my wedding, hosted the reception, paid for everything. He paid for my dress. He paid for everything. He was just so excited to see me get married. You know, yeah, I had been married before, but it was to my children's father, and that's a whole nother story, child. But let me just leave that on. I was young and dumb, as was he. Anyway, so, you know, he was just excited. I had never seen him be so excited over any relationship I've ever had, honestly. Like, he was just crazy about him. Now, my first husband was white. And again, daddy, you know, he different generation. He got a different kind of relationship with white people. And, you know, I won't say he tolerated him. Like, he get along with him. But he don't trust him either. Like, I mean, rightfully so. You know, in that generation and shit he had to live through, I don't blame him. Because, anyway. So, he was, when I was married to my first husband, he was getting along with him and talking to him, you know, just trying to give him a chance, you know. And, you know, like, he didn't really care for him or whatever, but he still, like, talked to him and stuff, you know. It wasn't nothing like it was with my last husband. Like, he was just crazy about him. Anybody else that I dated and brought around my dad wanted to get to know, he wanted to talk to him or whatever, and he would decide, you know what I'm saying, did he like him or not, and how he would deal with him. But after my late husband, after he passed, I told y'all last year, you know, things were just really tough for me mentally, physically, financially, everything. Like, just everything was just chaos. It was just chaos all over the place for several different reasons. I don't want to even get into. It's not really, it's relevant, but it's not that relevant to the story. I'm not sure I'm putting this on the right eye. Okay. So, fast forward, you know, my husband passed or whatever. I'm stressing out. I ended up, you know, leaving my home that I shared with my late husband and stuff. And I just pretty much gave up everything that I could just to kind of save myself, you know, try to get my health back in order and everything. What I ended up doing, me and my daughter, we moved into my dad's place. I didn't think he would let me do it, honestly, because we had gotten closer when I was married to my late husband, but to me it still wasn't like 100%, you know what I'm saying, like, we're cool. You know, but in that I thought that, you know, we would get closer. He would have time to bond with my daughter more. It would give me a break, you know, from so much, and also give him a break because I can help him financially, you know. So I told him for about a year I would stay, and he was like, no, girl, you can just stay, you know. I want you here. And I was shocked, honestly. I was, because like I said, they ain't the daddy that I knew. From the distance and stuff that we had, because it was one situation. None of my neighbors doing shit. It was one situation where my kids were really small and I needed a place to stay. And he was like, and it's like, I can help you financially as much as I can, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't feeling it. So I was very shocked when I got the response that I got this last time. But I was like, okay, you know, I can heal from that. You know, we can both kind of heal our relationship, and we can bond, and Belle can bond with, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what the hell my neighbor's doing, but Jesus. Anyway. Damn, I think that hurt me. Anyway, so staying in the house with him was cool. I had, right before I moved out of my house, I had started talking to my wife. And because I stayed at Dad's, and you know, she lived in Texas, I was in Alabama, you know, she would come over, like she would try to fly down every weekend. When we first like seen each other, like it was just, after that it was every weekend we were trying to get to each other. And so it was getting expensive, you know, because I would just get her from the airport, and she had gotten like an Airbnb, or she would get a hotel room, you know, whatever. Most of the time it was Airbnbs, because that's just what she liked. But that was getting expensive, and I'm like, okay, I know I can be like laid up in my dad's house, even though I'm grown, you know, but like maybe, you know, like we can just chill, you know, for a little bit or whatever. So I asked my dad, I told him, I was like, hey, I'm dating someone. He was like, okay. I was like, it's a girl. He was like, oh, okay. And I was like, are you okay with that? And he was like, I mean, Shelly, you grown. I don't care. Then he said some shit that really sent me. I should have known that she was gonna be a disaster right then, because he was like, it be the men stuff that I don't like. I mean, two women, hey, you know, hey. Okay, that. Anyway, you know. Again, you gotta think about his age. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, she's flying down, and I was hoping it would be okay if she came to the house and hung out. Because this particular weekend, she was literally flying in and flying out the same night. She flew in that morning. She flew out that night. So I was like, you know, do you mind if she comes, hangs out during the day, you know, whatever. She was like, oh yeah, that's fine, you know, I don't care, you know, whatever. So got her from the airport, and came in, and she spoke. She was, you know, she's very well spoken, you know, very polite. And he was polite. He wasn't rude, you know. He was just a basic conversation, you know. In no time, I didn't realize I was dizzy until I got dizzy. I mean, I was dizzy. Jesus. I didn't realize I was nervous until I got dizzy. Like, I was legit dizzy. I was about to pass the fuck out. And I was like, oh shit, you know, let me sit down. So the conversation didn't last maybe 30 minutes. Maybe. I'm thinking like 20, 25 really. And then I was like, well, okay, you know, like things just kind of got quiet, and I was like, okay, well, come on up here. I'll show you my room and stuff. And whatever. She's like, okay, you know, it was nice to meet you, sir, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, he was like, oh, it's nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. So, after that day, I asked my dad, I was like, what did you think about her? And he was like, I mean, she fine, he fine, whatever. I mean, whatever you call her. I'm like, and the reason why he did it is because my wife is masculine presenting. So, you know, she wears more, she identifies as a woman, but she likes more masculine clothes. She has more masculine energy. And, you know, that's fine, whatever. But for him and a lot of men in general, I find that they are really threatened by masculine presenting women. So I learned that my dad was one of those men. So when he said that, it kind of pissed me off. But I was like, okay, you know what? He's 70 years old. You gotta cut him some slack, Shay. Cut him some slack. So after that, you know, it was a couple other times she came back and we hung out. This one particular time, we were supposed to be outside. We was gonna camp outside, and it was raining, and so we were like, okay, well, let's just chill in the room until it stops raining. And then she and I fell asleep. When we woke up, it was damn near morning. It was like maybe 3 some o'clock. So it was like, oh, well, might as well stay here. So when she left, I told Dad, I was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to stay. If that was because I would have asked you. And he wasn't ugly, but it's not like he went off about it. But you can tell he wasn't happy about it. And he was like, you know, just some stranger in my house, and yeah, I just didn't feel safe, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm sorry, won't happen again, you know. So after that, I never really brought her back. I brought her back and like in passing, come to the house, get bail or get something I need or whatever, and then we would go. And then it got to the point where I started traveling to her, and she would just fly me out, and I would stay at her house and just fly back that weekend. It was harder to do it that way. I got a net. I'm sitting right here by my flowers. It was easier for her to travel on the weekends because of her job, because she can easily change her schedule. My job at the time was not like that. And so if I got stuck, you know, for bad weather or whatever have you, and I had to call out, that was a risk we were taking, flying me in and out to Texas. And there were times that I got stuck, but it just felt better because it was less expensive. We could stay at her house. She's welcome because it's her house. You know, I want to put her in a situation where she felt uncomfortable or unwelcomed, even if he was faking and making her feel welcome, but I knew that she really wasn't. It just didn't feel right, so I didn't want to do that. So basically, at one point he was like, do you have to go every weekend? And he's like, I mean, you're grown, you do what you want, but I'm just saying every week. I was like, yeah, because I want to see my girlfriend, and you know, I mean, she's comfortable there, I'm comfortable there, you know. So and that's not the issue. That's not what's bothering me. I've made peace with all of that shit. You know, it is what it is. It's his house. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to be uncomfortable for whatever reason. Whatever his reasons may be, I don't want to be the reason why he's uncomfortable in his own house, period. So fast forward, you know, I got engaged. I told him I was engaged. Told him my plans when I was planning to move. Moved. We got here. We were so excited to just be around each other, you know, every day. I let her wear her band when we got her wedding ring. Let her wear her band as an engagement ring, and then of course I wore my wedding ring and my wedding band because like we were just excited. We were just so excited, you know. And this one day we were at the spa, and we were like, we had gotten our business license. We had gotten our marriage license, but we were just kind of waiting for a time that everybody could come and, you know, all of that. And it got to be where, you know, her brother was on vacation and her mom's schedule was different, and then Bill exams and stuff were coming up, and it just wouldn't work out to where everybody that we want there could be there. It wasn't a lot of people for me. For me, it was just Bill and possibly my best friend. But other than that, you know, we really wasn't worried about anybody else. Wasn't worried about trying to get my dad out there, because I mean, why? He ain't really, you know what I'm saying? So we were at the spa, and we were like, well, we should just call and just get married, like, you know. And I was like, really? I'm gonna just call and see. And she was like, do it. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, do it. I was like, okay. So we thought that the wait was gonna be like, you know, weeks or probably months that we could just call and just get married, make an appointment and get married. And they were like, oh no, we got an appointment tomorrow. You want that? And we're like, yeah. So sure enough, we got him this day. We got married. We didn't tell anybody beforehand, you know, it was just between she and I. And then when we got married, I texted my daughter and told her. I texted my best friend and told her. I'm not sure who all she texted and told or whatever, but you know, we were excited. We posted it on Facebook and everything, just out of sheer excitement. And like weeks later after that, my daughter got out of school, and you know, she goes back to Alabama to, look, I'm just talking. I done set my stuff down and everything, child. Tell me to do my lashes. Jesus. So, you know, it was exam time. I mean, I'm sorry, my daughter had gotten out of school, right? And she went to Alabama, back to her dad's for the summer. And then me and my wife, we went on our honeymoon. So I called my dad and let him know, because my daughter wanted to also spend some time at my dad's house, because they've gotten close from when we lived there. And he was excited about it, and she's excited about it. And I'm happy that they have that relationship. I truly am, because I didn't really get that, like that grandfather thing. I had it with my grandmother's boyfriend for a little bit until he passed. But, you know, like, so I really haven't had that. So I was excited that she got that relationship. I'm excited, and I'm happy about that. But I called my dad to let him know, whatever, you know, hey, she's, you know, she's there, blah, blah, blah. And so he thought, because I was flying her in, that, because what I did was I flew into Alabama, traded her off with my best friend. My best friend took her to my dad's. And I turned around and got right back on the plane after I got her to my best friend. I got back on the plane and went back to Dallas so that I could leave and, you know, we go to our honeymoon together. So, but they didn't even work out like that because of the weather. But anyway, so I turned around and left. He expected, I think, for me to have been there and brought her myself to his house. He didn't have a problem with my best friend or anything. I just think he was expecting to see me. I'm sure it was. So when I told him, you know, hey, you know, Christine and Skyler, they're going to spend some time together, and then she's going to bring her, blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, well, I thought you were going to be in Alabama today. And I was like, oh, yeah. I said, I am, but, you know, I didn't have to, you know, bring her or whatever. So, You know, he was like, oh, well, you could have told me that you got married. I hate that I had to hear about it in the street. I'm not fussing, but I'm just saying you could have called and let me know. And I'm like, you don't care. Like, why would I do that? Like, from me to you, excluding him, me and you, if you're excited about something huge just happened that you have been waiting for God knows how long, and you just have so much excitement in you, you just want to burst. Would you rather call and tell people that are going to be excited for you, or are you going to call and tell people who are not going to be excited for you? Which one do you want? If I thought that he would remotely have been excited at all, showed any kind of enthusiasm, oh, congratulations, so happy for you, blah, 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 I absolutely would have called him. But the only thing he's ever said to me regarding this relationship that I have with my wife is, oh, okay, okay. Why in the peak of my happiness would I call you so that you could feel better? So that you didn't have to hear it in the street. He was like, you put it all on Facebook and people telling me, and I was just acting like, oh, because I didn't know, and you ain't even called to tell me after. You could have got married and then just called and told me, but you couldn't do that, and I don't understand why. Why would I do that? Like, you don't care. You never cared about this relationship at all. Why would I do that? I don't understand. Like, am I wrong for that? Am I? It's like you just wanted to know because you just wanted to know that information. You wanted to be included in the discussion or something. But you don't care. You just want to know. I don't know. And so because my mom, passed away suddenly, it gives me this, I don't know, I feel like I'm obligated to try to keep some kind of relationship, some kind of something with him, because I feel like I should, because if anything was to happen, and who knows, he might outlive us all. He outlived everybody else, But if something was to happen to him, I don't want to live with any kind of guilt, any kind of wrong on my part, So, I don't know. Am I wrong for feeling like that? For not telling him? Like, I think he would care. And rightfully he doesn't. He just wanted to know. He didn't care. He just want to know. And then, so after that, right, I didn't worry about it. Like, I didn't go into it with him. I let him say his piece, and that was what it was. And then I still tried calling him once a week, just to talk to him, because I feel like I'm supposed to do that, But then, Father's Day rolled around, right? And I called him. And my dad is he's a gardener. He loves gardening and stuff. And I love flowers, plants, stuff like that. I don't like to be outside, but I like indoor plants. And so I was telling him about mine, and, I've been rescuing some and reviving them and, all of that. And I thought that'd be something that he would be into, be interested in, that's going on in my life, something that I could include him in. So I told him, because he don't know how to operate his phone. So I told him, I said, hey, I'm gonna send, when I talked to him on Father's Day, he was at Walmart in the parking lot. And I told him, I was like, well, hey, he doesn't know how to FaceTime, sign up. I said, hey, I was gonna show you my flowers that I just got, my plants. They're doing so good, and they got all these new babies on them, and I propagated some, and you know, just talking to him or whatever, right? And I was like, I'm gonna send some videos to my nephew because my nephew stays with him now. I said I'm gonna send some pictures to my nephew. Well, to, I said his name, whatever. I'm not gonna say his name in here. And I said, so when you get home, they'll be there. They'll be there. So look at them when you get home. He was like, oh, okay, all right. So I contacted my nephew, let him know what was going on, sent him the videos of my plants and stuff, and also of the living room, and you know, just stuff I've been working on and all of that. Just a way to try to connect with him, you know. And the whole day goes, my nephew said he got it, everything was clear, whatever, right? So the whole day goes by, I didn't hear anything. So I text my nephew and I was like, hey, did you show the videos today? And he was like, oh, when he walked in, I told him I had them, and he said he wanted to start cooking and he would look at them later. And then after that, he just went on to bed, and I didn't get a chance to show him after that. Like, you don't care. You don't care. You clearly do not care. So I unsent them, deleted them, and I haven't contacted them since. Because I just feel like I'm so tired of people who want to be in your life just to know what's going on in your life. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's something to talk about. Don't get me wrong. I know my dad loves me, and I love my dad. But like my mother told me one day that, told me about my dad, was that he doesn't necessarily know how to show love. And he can't love anybody above himself. And I see that now in my older age. I didn't see that when I was young or when she told me, but in my older age, I see it. I see it. And I'm just like, it's my dad, and I feel obligated because I've lost my mother, and I don't want to have any regrets if something happens. But at the same time, is it worth putting myself through this? You know? Because if it had been anybody else, they would have been gone. They wouldn't have got another chance. Because I'm not about second chances. That's anybody I used to deal with. I do not do backsies. Oh, that's what's being an asshole. So I don't know. What you guys think? I mean, should I just overlook everything because of his age? Or hold him accountable? Maybe I should just let the whole thing go and just go on about my life. Because like right now where I'm sitting with it is, I'm not going to reach out. If he reaches out, I'll answer. But I don't feel like I'm going to tell him anything, you know. And it's not because I'm hiding it. I just truly know he doesn't care. He don't care about it. Like, why? Why would I do that? This one's truly being an asshole. It's coming. Anyway, yeah, that was the whole situation. I could have been done with this, but for some reason I can't talk and do this shit at the same time, and I don't know why I'm like this, but I am. And I just realized I put this on the wrong eye. I just put it on the wrong eye. Okay, well. It is what it is now. See, this is why I can't. This is why usually my videos are voiceovers, or I don't talk at all, because I can't multitask. I can't do this. I can't talk and concentrate and do it right. Drives my wife up a wall because she be trying to talk to me, and I'm like, I can't. I can't, because I'm gonna mess it up. Case in point right here. Y'all ain't even talking back. It's just me talking, and I still messed up. But hey, it don't look bad though. It don't look bad. And the reason why is because these are very small, very natural, and so I can get away with it. That's all. I just cut the long part off of it, off of the last one, off of this one, so it still looks kind of like stair-stepped or whatever. Actually, I kind of like it better, because I've had these before on correctly. I bought like 2 or 3 at a time usually, because the beauty supply store here is like buy 2 get 1 free almost 90% of the time. So this is cute, bitch. And I still gotta seal them or whatever, but you see? You know what I'm saying? Strip wear, bitch. Strip wear. Anyway, that's my thing, y'all. That's my thing. Tell me what y'all think about it or whatever. Now this video got to be long as hell because it's not a voiceover and I can't fast forward. So many reasons for it to be a voiceover, but oh well. Hopefully y'all are able to stick around because both of them is like 20 minutes long, so it's a 40-minute video easy. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I'm gonna just do the other eye on my own.
We ready? Who ready? We ready, been ready. I waited, my turn, on God, held steady. I keep dropping back to back. I keep going if you let me. I've been sitting at the top, looking down at those who left me. Promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one that